students, we're back to talk about speed. And speed is just distance traveled over time, how fast something's going. So if you think of on Highway 280 or Highway 101, there's speed limit signs, and the signs tell you that is a maximum speed you're supposed to be going. However, most people exceed the limit, but it's written in miles per hour. So MPH, miles per hour. So the miles is the distance and the hours the time. So speed is just distance over time. On the highway, the distance is in miles and the time is in hours, so miles per hour. However, we're supposed to be using a metric system, so we're going to be looking at meters per second. The speed triangle looks like this. So I want you to draw this out in your notebook. In your visual journal, you're going to draw this. Speed, distance, time. So how do we use this triangle? If we're trying to figure out what the speed is, but let's say we're given the distance and the time, but we want to figure out what speed is. On the triangle, we would just cover up the S, speed. And that leaves us, if you cover up speed, you have D, distance over time. So this means distance divided by time. Let's say we want to figure out the distance traveled, and we're given the speed and time. So we cover D. And if we cover D, then we're take S, the speed, times time. So this is like the multiplication. If we are looking for time, we're going to cover up the T, and it's distance divided by speed, division, and this is the multiplication. So let's practice. Let's say we are driving a car, and we are going 100 miles an hour. And we have to go 30 miles. And I want to figure out how long is it going to take for me to get there. So I want to figure out the time. So I'm looking for T. So if our speed is 100 miles per hour, the distance is 30 miles. The time, we don't know, so that's our X, that's our unknown. So we're given the speed, we're given the distance, and we want to figure out time. So going back to the triangle, we're solving, we want to figure out what T is. So we're going to cover up T. That means we're going to take the distance divided by speed. So the distance is 30. And the speed is 100 miles per hour. So 30 divided by 100. So if you think of 30, it's the same as 30.0. It's the same number. If we're going to divide this number by 100, we're just going to move the decimal over 2 spaces, because there's 2 zeros, to the left. 1, 2. So that's going to equal 0.3 hours. Because we're looking at miles per hour. So speed is distance divided by time. Velocity is speed with direction. And velocity depends on speed, and it also depends on the direction of travel. So average velocity is the average change of position. If I were to step forward 1 step and then back a step, I'm back to my original position. So my average velocity would be 0 because my motion did not change my position. I'm still in the original position.